Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome back. I'm Jeannie and I'm going to be honest, I'm going through a little bit of a mani block, and whenever that happens, I like to just try to keep it as simple as possible and power through. So that's what we're going to do today. So I decided to start with one color. So I have the June monthly Muse from Dipp'd. It's a beautiful yellow. I just thought it was very bright and summery. So this is really going to be like the inspiration for today's mani. And initially, I had pulled out Psychedelic, which is a glitter from Dipp'd, to pair with it. But as I finished dipping in Monthly Muse, I wasn't feeling it. I didn't feel like it really went with it because I thought the foils in the Monthly Muse were purple. Turns out they're pink. So I ended up changing it up. But we'll get there once I finish dipping with the Monthly Muse. But we're going to go ahead and jump into the process. So I will be using my double dipped dip liquid, starting with my dip base, which is the glue, which is what your dip powder will adhere to. So I went ahead and dumped my jar into my mini cast emerald to make it easier to dip into because these are sample jars, so it's harder to dip into. And so now I'm applying the dip base to my nail. I want to make sure I have a thin, even layer. I don't want too much liquid on my brush because that can cause flooding. I want to avoid getting any of that dip base on my skin, but I will do a little bit of cleanup afterwards just in case I got any of that dip base on my skin. So I'm just making sure I've got my entire nail covered. And then once I have my nail covered, I'm going to go ahead and dip into my powder, tapping off the excess powder. Now, this monthly Muse, I think I forgot to actually get a glow picture now that I think about it. But anyway, this monthly Muse is a glow as well. So it is a little bit of a thicker powder because of that glow pigment, but it's still really easy to use. So after I dip in, I'm taking my precision tool, cleaning up around my cuticle area and sidewalls, making sure I'm removing any excess product because that can cause lifting. And then I like to press down to make sure that that powder is fully absorbed into the dip base, as well as because this does have a bunch of foils in there. I want to make sure that the foils are fully adhered to my nail. Foils are super delicate. So if there's like a foil that's like half on, half off, even with just like a regular dust brush, not like a stiff scrub brush or anything, they will break as I brush off. So I like to press down to make sure that they're laying flat and adhered as much as possible to my nail. So the monthly Muse, it's going on my thumb, index finger, and pinky. Like I said, I want to keep it simple just because I don't know, I just wasn't feeling inspired. So I didn't want to do nail art or anything crazy. I just wanted to do some dip powder nails. So I did have a little bit of foil hanging off like the free edge of my index finger, so I went ahead and picked that off because it would just break off anyway once I went to dust off. So I'm going to do one layer on all my nails, well, the three nails first. Then I will dust off the excess powder and go in with layer two. I typically like to do only one color at a time for a couple of reasons, but the main one being I don't want to confuse myself. So a lot of times if I'm trying to do like multiple colors at one time, I will confuse myself and dip the wrong finger in the wrong color. So it eliminates that when I'm doing one color at a time. But the other reason being, especially when there's a glitter involved, I don't want to contaminate the other nails that aren't glitter with a glitter. So this one right here, the monthly Muse, it's a shimmer plus the foils, but it doesn't have any glitters in there. So the next color I'm going to be using is a glitter. So if I were to do all of them at one time, I could potentially contaminate the monthly Muse with a stray piece of glitter, which I want to avoid. After I finish with my first layer, I dusted off the excess powder using a dust brush. You always want to make sure that in between layers, you're dusting off that excess powder because you don't want to gunk up your dip base brush with your second layer with that excess powder. So I dusted that off. I went in with a thin, even layer of dip base my entire nail for layer two, and then I'm dipping back into the powder. I was being a little careful because this does have foils in it, and depending on the foils used, some bleed, so the color will bleed, and that'll impact the color of your dip powder. So I was being a little bit careful, but it looks like for this one, there was maybe a little bit of bleeding, but not as bad as it could be. I mean, sometimes the foil bleed can create like really unique looks and it's really fun. Sometimes you don't want it to bleed, so you just never know with foils. So I always like to be a little extra careful and kind of float my dip base brush a little bit instead of dragging it through just to help. I mean, it's not going to avoid the bleed altogether if it does bleed, but it does help with it a little bit. If you do have foils that bleed in your dip powder, the only way that I know of to avoid that is by using gel method. So if you can use gel liquids, if you don't have an allergy or sensitivity, you would swap your dip base for a gel base, and then instead of activator, you would use your lamp to cure it. But that's the only way I know of to completely avoid a foil bleed. And if you're not familiar with the process for using gel liquids with dip powders instead of using dip liquids, I just did a video recently, so I'll leave that up above in the cards if you want to check out that video. I think there are definitely some advantages for using gel liquids. My personal preference, though, is dip liquids because I prefer like the hardness of dip liquids as opposed to gel liquids. But one of the disadvantages of gel liquids is, especially with like pinks and reds, it can change the color because something about the way it reacts with pigments. I don't really know the science behind it, but sometimes that can be frustrating if like you have a certain color dip powder and you love the color and then the gel changes that. But anyway, back to what I'm doing. I finished up layer two. Now I'm dusting off the excess powder, and I decided I wanted a little bit more foil coverage, but I didn't want to do a third dip. So I'm just going to do some foil placement. So I just applied a thin, even layer of dip base to my entire nail. I dipped my precision tool into that wet dip base, and now I'm picking up individual pieces of foil and placing that on my nail wherever I want it. So this is real time, so you can see that I have plenty of time to apply the foils where I want them without the dip base drying on me. And I actually end up doing this for my index finger and pinky as well, but I did that off camera. So after that dried, I'm going to go ahead and cap these nails in clear. And the reason I'm capping them in clear is one, I don't want to contaminate these nails with a stray piece of glitter because I will be working with glitters next. And two, because I'm going to be doing some filing and buffing, these foils are so delicate, I would end up filing and buffing the foils off, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to protect them with a layer of clear. So I applied a thin, even layer of dip base to my entire nail. And then I'm dipping in the clear. I like to press down just to make sure that clear is getting fully absorbed into that dip base, as well as making sure it gets into like any of the nooks and crannies. After my dip base is fully dry, I'm going to take a stiff scrub brush and scrub off the excess clear, which is going to make a huge difference in clarity. You just need to make sure that your dip is fully dry before you start scrubbing because you don't want to mess up what you just did. And then after I've scrubbed off the excess clear, I'm going to go ahead and activate these nails. I like to apply a generous amount of activator to make sure that I'm penetrating through all three layers of the dip powder. That way all layers are hardened, so when I file and buff, it's not coming off in chunks. And the reason why I like to activate them before going onto the glitter is because glitters will not stick to activated nails. So if I have a stray piece of glitter, it's not going to stick to these nails. So I went back into my stash to pick a different glitter because, like I mentioned earlier, I thought the foils in the monthly Muse were purple. Turns out they're more pink. So I went in my stash. I found this beautiful glitter. This is dragon fruit. Unfortunately, I don't think it's available anymore. It was a glitter of the month in, I'm wanting to say June 2023, but it is so beautiful. It doesn't match exactly, but I love like the pop of color with that yellow. So I'm going to do the same process that I did for the monthly Muse. So I applied a thin, even layer of dip base to the entire nail. I'm dipping in the glitter. And then after I dip in, I'm pressing down just to make sure all those glitters are laying flat. Because if they're sticking up, I could file through them, which I don't want to do. So this glitter really has great coverage, and it's not a super chunky glitter as well. It has probably like medium and small hex glitters in there, but there's not anything really large, which makes it easier to use. I went ahead and did a quick file and buff off camera. So here's how my mani's looking. So now we're going to finish it up with some top coat, which is my favorite part. So in order for your dip top coat to dry, it does need a layer of activator. So I'm going to apply one final layer of activator to all my nails and let it dry for 2 minutes. For my first layer of top coat, I'm applying it in 2 to 3 quick swipes on each nail. In between each nail, I'm wiping my brush on that paper towel. You just need something lint free. And actually, the double dipped top coat, it's really hard to contaminate, and you actually really don't need to wipe it in between each nail, but I like to do it out of habit. So after I finish with my fifth nail, I'm going ahead and going in with my second layer of dip top coat. For my second layer, I can take my time. I'm taking a few extra strokes, and I also want to make sure that I'm capping my free edge. After my top coat dries, I'm going to finish off my mani by rehydrating my cuticles with my Scales of a Mermaid Cuticle Balm. This is one of my favorite scents. This is Your Berry Sweet. It's a really great like strawberry cake scent. So it's very strawberry-y, but it's got that mixture of like that vanilla-y cake, but it's not overpowering at all. Sometimes vanilla will give me a migraine, but this one just smells yummy, never a headache in sight. And I just love how hydrating the balms are. So I make sure that I'm liberal with my application. So that pretty much wraps up today's video. And even though I was having a mani block, I am happy with the way this turned out. So I just really had to push through it, trust the process, and then I came out with a mani that I actually love. So I hope this video is helpful and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue creating content like this, and it also helps YouTube recommend me to others, which helps grow my channel. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I upload content every Monday and Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.